Yay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, there's the woo. Okay, hold on. Go ahead and close out. Or you haven't. Hold on. Let me view. I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to do that. Okay, there we go. Are you ready? Yeah.
Nervous, but yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Well, it's just me. Let me kind of tell you. Number one, thank you for letting me be about 5 minutes behind. I want to kind of 10 minutes, whatever. We have our whole 30 minutes. Let me tell you how I do this first. So,
Okay.
it's already been cool. My first session was wild. So hopefully this one is just as great. I think it will be.
I hope so.
I do. It will. It's up to both of us together. So let's do this, okay? So number one, I gotta find a page to scribble on. Oh hell, we'll just do this one. So I get signs and symbols, I get feelings and emotions. This is kind of how spirits talk: signs and symbols, feelings and emotions. They'll put me in different situations or places that maybe you've been or things you've been through. But it's going to be on things that I've experienced. So like if you grew up in, I'm not saying you did, but if you grew up in like Miami, Florida, I haven't been to Miami before. And so what they'll do is they'll show me the video game Vice City from Grand Theft Auto because I used to play it. Okay. So stuff like that. So if you hear me be like Grand Theft Auto, you'll be like, I don't do it. I'm like Vice City, like Miami, right? And you'll be like, yeah. That's how it comes to that. Okay. The other things is that they'll do words and phrases, but most of it is feelings and emotions and putting me in places. So hang out with me. I'm going to ask them a million questions in my head. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to see what they're going to give me back. So I have a constant narrative. If you have questions, if you want to know something that I'm not hitting on, ask me, interrupt me, get me out of squirrel mode. Okay. But the only thing that I really need from you is be like, Amie, hell yeah, that makes sense. Or no, it doesn't. Because when you say it makes sense, then I go, all right, dude, she gets it. I get it. We're good to go. Let's move on to the next thing. Okay. So that's how that works. Okay. So let's, oh my God, what happened? What happened? That's so funny. This person shows up, the first thing, and I'm looking at you and I'm like, well, kind of, you morally resemble mom. I can tell you 110%. I know. And he goes like this. He goes like this. He says, you see, she looks like me in the face. Don't you see? And I was like, no, looks like mom. That's why I'm starting like an argument with him already. He says that, what? He likes your skin. It has that. What happened with you and what was going on? Interesting. The first thing he says is like, why do you doubt that I am not here? Why do you doubt that I am not here? He keeps talking about, he just asked that. It's interesting because he's talking about beads, which is odd. I have no idea. Maybe somebody has prayer beads or something, or like getting into that area, or beads. What do you know about that? Do you have any idea? Like wooden beads?
A wooden?
Yeah.
I have his rosary in my car.
Oh, shut up. Really? There's a little
bead.
Oh my gosh. The little big prayer beads. I just said prayer beads.
And
okay, let's refocus again. You put them in there?
I have him. Yeah, they're with me.
Okay, go back when you get the recording. I'll send it to you tomorrow. Look at what I say, prayer beads. Okay, he goes here. He's grabbing these. And I go, what is that? And he goes, no. And he's talking about going through like this. And you know how when they pray in Catholicism, they go through and I'm like, what? And I always have a rosary with me, but I don't have one today. So this is what he went off of. He says, what? He loves you. 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 And yes, of course he loves you. And he tries to be there. Your dad is in a good spot. I don't know what happened to him yet, but he's in a good spot. He says that, what? Hold on. He worked really hard to provide for his family, and then something ended like taking him off this earth. And he says that's what he said. I go, what happened to you, dude? Did you do this or what? He says, I worked really hard to provide for my family, and then something went, which means like they took him off this earth, or somebody took him off this earth. We'll have to figure out what that is, though. He says that, what? Where? Is he like not from this country originally?
We're from Mexico.
You are from Mexico. Oh, okay. This is, you
Yes.
saw me going like this. So he goes like this. He says, it's nice and peaceful and quiet here. And then he goes, and he's like drawing a plane. And I'm like, okay, so that means, and I'm like, Texas? And then he goes, no, because I'm in Texas. And I'm like, he's telling me. He says that, what? Interesting. I see images, plates, pictures, stuff like that with his face. So his passing was a tragedy. His passing was a major tragedy because he's talking about how all these women, like pray to him, cry to him, all this stuff like that. He says that one. Weird, but how are you able to touch his? Did he not pass away in the United States?
He did.
He did. Interesting. He's talking about people like not being able to be with his body when he crosses over. And so I'm like, where is he at? How far away is he? What is going on? And so for me, that means that we're far away. Apologize on that one. He says, tell me, bud, what was going on? What? What do you mean, who knows? What does that mean? He keeps talking about and telling you that he's not afraid. I wonder if somebody else like took him out or somebody took his life away or something like that. But it's weird because I don't see somebody coming up here and shooting him. Like I don't see that for some reason. Yeah. But he keeps blaming it on his passing on something else or someone else. Did he get in like a bad wreck or something?
No.
What happened with him? That's what he's giving me. It's like somebody else, but he keeps talking about laying on his side or like people being with him. So I don't understand that. Give me 1 second. Let me ask him one more time. Hold on. I'm jumping the gun. Come here, Dad. You can walk me through this. Give me time. Come here. Okay, he's taking me on another tangent. He's putting on a shirt. He's mowing a lawn. Did y'all not have a house when he was alive? Were y'all living in an apartment at that point? Yeah.
Yes.
Your dad is trying to show me heaven, and I'm trying to ask him how he died in this lifetime. We're on two separate areas. He goes like this. He gets a shirt, a white shirt. He puts it on. I can see it, him pulling it over his chest. And I said, what are you doing? He says, I'm at my home. I go, well, what are you doing at your home? He says that he's mowing the lawn. So he's like manicuring his home. And I go, why? He says, this is my home that I wasn't able to give my family because we lived in this apartment. So he's like trying to create a family home. He's trying to create this area for y'all because now he's been working very hard. He says that, tell me, what? I don't think you were able to be with him when you crossed over. I do not think that that's a thing for some reason because there's like a heaviness that goes here and he loves you. I don't think he got to say goodbye to you either, but I'm going to leave that there. He says that, tell me, do you have another sister? Do you have another sibling? Yeah,
Yes.
cool. Yeah. He keeps showing me everything around it. He keeps talking about other sister. He keeps bringing her up. He keeps bringing the sadness that goes along with that. He keeps talking about what happened? I want to say it's some sort of accident of some sort. I want to say it's like some sort of accident of some sort, but I don't know because I don't think he had cancer. I don't feel that. I don't feel the cancer thing involved here. Nope. I don't think he was necessarily heavily sick all the time because I don't feel that here either. Nope. I don't feel all my points that I have. I don't feel them. What happened with him? And he's telling me about everything else.
He doesn't want to tell you that.
Yeah. What happened?
He took his own life.
So he feels guilty about that. I don't know if you're ever on live and I talk about how spirits will kind of like beat around the bush. I ask them what they did and then they talk about everything else besides what happened to them. He's talking about And I bet that's what it is. He's talking about. That's why he was showing me a gun. That's why he was showing me a shot. That's why he was doing that. Did he end up hanging himself? Yeah. Sorry. I apologize on that. I know that's brutal. I go tell in my head while I'm saying, I said, that's why he's showing me this. He's trying to blame what he did on the old version of him, not this version of himself, who he is now, because that is not your daddy. That is not your daddy. Okay. And I want you to know that 110%. Your dad is actually one of the first people I've channeled in a very long time that has understood what happened, has gotten it, has come in here, talks about it, you know, is in what we like to call a higher vibrational state. And when I'm talking about it, I said, so what did you use to like shoot yourself with? And he goes, no. And he shows me. And I was like, well, that's great. Thank you for being honest with me on that. And he says, why? Hold on. What do you mean you tiptoed? Hold on. Did he end up? I'm asking him where this happened at. And did he do this in y'all's apartment in the closet?
Not in the closet, but in the apartment, yes.
In the apartment. Okay, this is all he shows me. Is he shows me, I said, where did you do it? I said, because you have little kids, I said, I bet you did this outside. And I said, or in your truck, or in a friend's home. Where? That's that, all that look. And he goes, and I go, where? And he like is in, he's having to push himself on it though. I don't know where that is at though. Was it in like the master bathroom? Where was this at? Where was it at?
In the room. In the room.
And how did he do that?
On a bunk bed.
So that's the pull. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I'm going with that. Interesting. He keeps showing me a pole, a metal pole, over and over and over again.
They were metal bunk beds.
Oh, well then, yeah, that's why. Okay, I would never think a bunk bed. He keeps talking about bedroom. And then so I'm like, closet has metal pole. I'm like, maybe they had a really sturdy bathroom metal pole. It's because it's a metal bunk bed. I've never seen that before. He says he shouldn't have done that. He knows he shouldn't have done that. And that's why he has, man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He's very ashamed of what he did. He does not like talking about it. He says he was a coward. He said he was a coward. And I think he's like acknowledging it. He's talking about it. He says he didn't want to get caught though. What do you mean by that? Do you know if he was like talking to somebody else on the side than your mother or something? Do you have any idea? Is that a thing?
Yes.
Oh, I said, why did you heard me? I said, why did you do that? He goes, I didn't want to get caught though. And I go, why? What were you doing? And he gives me this sexy feeling. And I'm like, oh, I know what that is. That means you were thinking with your dick and not with your head. And I was like, well, who is this? And and he talks about how your mom could feel like this person that's like, don't do this. Why are you not with me? I'm like, because you shouldn't have been fucking around. Like, dude, I'm giving him the right act right now in my head. Believe me, he's your father, but he's my spirit right now. So tell me.
He deserves it.
And what? I know you did. I know you did. He's talking about, so he got your mom all riled up, got married to her. Y'all, wait. Interesting. Did him and your mom meet when they were really young, like 19, 18? Yeah,
Yes.
younger than that. Interesting. He goes like this. He says, tell her I'm sorry. I go, why? He says, now he's using my words in my head. Okay. So this is not the way your father normally talks, but he says, I got her all riled up. We came over here. I started making a life. We met when we were very, very, very young. He says, and then I had eyes for other people and I shouldn't have. And I had my little kids. And he says, it was just too tough. And I was like, shut up. And he was like, I got her. He says, I was trying to build her everything, but then I left her with everything. And he says, will you forgive me? Will you forgive me? So if you can, ask your mom too if she forgives him, because he needs that. And he says that everybody like makes excuses. So his family, when they died, all the women, everybody was very sad, but like everybody was more sad about what was going on. I don't know if necessarily they were blaming anything on your mom, but they were like, oh my God, he should. They were. That's yes.
They were. They said it was her. Like, yeah, his side of the family.
Really? Yeah, that's what he keeps talking about. He was talking about how them like women are ga on your mom, and so I'm like, maybe they're not necessarily blaming on her, but they're being a bitch to her. Like, it's because of that. He says, no, it's because they think I'm the king. They think I was great. I wonder if he was sending money back home too. Yeah, they did. It's a whole thing. So they're not a crazy amount though. But what? What? He says, and now I'm stuck here. He's in heaven. He's okay. He says, like, I'm sorry I didn't tell you. He was very, 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 he's ashamed. Your father has some pride, dude. He has some pride, and I like him though. But what?
Yep.
Tell me about her. What? He says, I see her kids come in and out, and I can't be there. So your babies. Interesting. Cool. Yeah. He says that. What? Does the other sister have kids as well already?
No.
Oh. Watch out for a little boy coming soon somewhere. Because the other sister's younger, correct? What's up, a little boy?
Yes. A little boy. What?
Just gonna leave that there. Just yeah. He goes like this, because your dad, he says, I watch the kids come in and out, so he's around you with their kids. And then he says the other one, younger, he goes, oh, she'll be a mom. And I go, why? He says, I'll give her a little boy and you should name it after me.
Oh my little sister was his baby. Like, little sister was everything to him.
Because it is. And so please, when she has this boy down the line, please name it after dad. Okay?
Oh gosh. And lately she's been like nauseous. I've been joking around. I was like, let me find out you're pregnant.
Let me know. They normally don't bring stuff like that up. So please email me and let me know if something like that happens.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, it'd be very cool. What, Dad? What? And you're married now?
I'm getting married.
He goes like this. He says male beside you, and then he says, I like him. And then he goes and he touches that. And I go, oh, okay. He says he's very smart, or he's very driven. And so we like this. So apparently you and your partner really make a good couple. He says, what? He says, I never forget my daughters. I only forgot myself. I understand that. Tell me about her. What do you mean by that? Interesting. Did him and your mom never have an actual wedding? Like an actual thing? It was like kind of just like a little get together with like a church ceremony?
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think they did because they didn't have money back in the day.
Oh, they didn't have money back then. Okay. This is all he says. He's talking about you, and you're actually planning a wedding, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
I got
something small,
married
but
both
yes.
times. It's okay. It's okay. I got married, hey, by the justice of the peace both times. Okay. So I'm not hating on you at all. Mine was $50 and the whole thing.
Yeah.
He says, he goes like this. He says, I didn't have a wedding. And I said, so she's getting married. What's going to happen? I said, is mom going to give her something of hers from when she got married? He talks about money. He says, no, they're going to have this. I want y'all to have like a backyard barbecue or something. I don't know, like a whole thing.
Oh my gosh, don't say that. We're getting
What?
married in Hawaii, but we're gonna come back and have like a little like backyard wedding pretty much.
Barbecue?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and that
He's
may be why
listening to us.
well, he's your dad. He's with you. He's part of your guide. He's part of your team. He knows about the freaking prayer beat. He busted out with that. That's not normal in the very beginning. I put these on for a reason today. I don't wear these. I found these in the bottom of my drawer and I was like, I'll put these on. It's probably because your dad was like, hey, dumbass, I'm going to use these to talk about it today. So put that on. Okay. He's talking to me about that. He says, tell me about her. What? What? Did he end up doing this in the middle of the day when y'all were at school?
In the middle of the night. We found out when we were going to school.
God. He keeps talking about, I said, when was this? When was this? He says like when people were away or they weren't storing around, and then he says something about people going to school. And I was like, okay, cool. He says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What? What? Does your mom not have any pictures of him up at all anywhere?
Just in the living room, just one.
Just one. He goes like this. I said, what about the family? I said, how is she? And she goes, oh, she's mad at me. And I go, why? And then he put a picture down, like if one's sitting up like this, he goes like that. And he says, tell her to like remember me more, tell her to bring it up more. He says that he's being grandpa from the other side. He's being abuelo from the other side. Like that's his whole thing. He's still here. He loves you. He is a higher vibration. He's not a bad person at all. He knows what he did wrong. He's sorry about it. He's apologizing to your mother more than anything. He says sorry to y'all, but he's been with y'all being your guide, like you and your sister. And he's going to be the person that brings the kids in back and forth. But what? Did your mom not get remarried?
No.
Oh. I go, so what about her? Did she find somebody better than you? He goes, no, she did not get remarried. I go, okay. And it's interesting because he talks about how he would like her to talk to somebody. He would like her to like have a conversation with somebody, which means like maybe date them. But he says that so your mom is way too caught up with like your kids and your family and stuff like that. Is that a thing?
She's all about work and yeah.
Yeah, 110%. I just have a question on this just because there's a feeling. Is like one of your people in the military or going into the military? Like one of your guys? Yeah. Okay. That's why it's so weird. So there's something like, and your sister has been with the same person for over a year now, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, because I asked him, I go, is it going to be a new one coming in? There is something to do, I wonder if it's my next client. I'm not going to even tell you. I bet that's what it is. It feels like there's some gentleman that would go along with being somebody's fiance, and they keep flashing the Marine colors, like Marines in my head over and over and over again, but they keep talking about how it's fiance. So I bet it's somebody's fiance that went AWOL that's sitting here trying to get in because your dad committed suicide. So he's kind of in like, anyways, yeah, that's a whole nother level. Sorry, I just have to talk about it for a second. Tell me about him. What? Tell me about her. Puppuccino? What do you mean by that? Hold on. Do you have a dog you get puppuccinos for, like from Starbucks?
No, but we do have a dog. Well, I mean, we have gotten him some before, yes, but
I mean,
it's not a
really? You
thing.
do have a dog, right? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, weird. This is all I've never done that before. He just brought up dog sitting in the car, getting up on the side and then eating whipped cream. That's all it is. And I
We
go,
give him
okay,
whipped
so I
cream all
think,
the time.
do you really?
He loves it,
Really?
yes.
Yes. Oh, that's the only reason. Okay, that would be why that shows up, because I don't have a symbol for like dogs and whipped cream. So that's what I've seen on TikTok, them going through and doing that. So that's what he brought up. So he's like trying to be around your family. He's trying to be around your dog. He what? Tell me. How? No, you don't. No, you don't. Do you have two kids?
Yes.
Do you really? Okay. Are they like 3 and 6? Are they like that age apart?
No, more.
Oh, what are they?
12 and 4.
Oh my God, they are huge apart. Wow. Wow. Okay. This is what he said. He goes like this. He talks about you at first having like a kid that's my son is 11. He'll be 12 in January. And I look at you. That's why I looked up at you and I go,
Uh-huh.
no, she doesn't. Ain't no way. She's like 20. No way. No. And that's why I was like, well, how old? He was like, well, she didn't have them back to back. They're here. And he says one is still very little. She's not in school yet. So for me, that means like 3 to 4-year-old or whatever it is. And he
Mhm.
says the other one is in school. And so that's why I'm like 3 and 6. That's where I came up with that number from. But no, it's
Yes.
like 4 and 12. How old are you?
I'm 29 right now.
Are you
Yes, I know.
really? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Way to go. Get it, girl. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at you and
I
you're
got
like
his
21 in
genes.
my head. Yes, you did. Definitely. Oh, wow. Yeah. So just know that he's with your kids. Like that's the whole thing. More importantly, with your dog. And more importantly, too, when like these fun, family, exciting things happen, that's when he shows up as well. So yeah, so take a little bit, pray, hold that rosary. It's a huge thing. Give your mom all of these messages. Give your little sister a big hug from him too. Oh, you had to be the older sister. You had to be the mom for your little sister. You were the one that had to hold her and tell her
Does he bring
that
up my brother at all?
hold on, hold on. No, your brother does not play basketball. Interesting. Wait. One. Y'all didn't go to a school that had soccer though. Did your brother ever play soccer? But like he what is that about?
He likes playing soccer, but he was never in a soccer team. Like,
Never ports.
yeah.
Yeah. He goes and he gets a ball and he's kicking it. He shows me ball and I'm like, and he shows me basketball. And I was like, that's why I said he's not playing basketball. And he gets a ball and he shifts it and he puts soccer. And I go, oh my God, did he have games? Was he on the team? And then he just has them kicking it with like kids in the neighborhood. And I go,
Mhm.
oh, I was like, that's why he never played soccer on a team. He just played it. That's where that came from. So he's like with him when he was playing that, but then since then he doesn't play it anymore, apparently, or he stopped doing
Yeah,
that
he doesn't.
altogether, apparently.
Mhm.
Yeah, he says that what? Is he always on a video game? I mean, he's older. Is he always on a video game gaming all the time?
When he has time, yes.
A time? Yeah, okay.
You'll
He's
hear him
talking about
yelling.
yes, he's talking about how your dad hangs around him when he's here. Yeah, like that. And I go, okay, so he's a part of that. He's saying, get up, get up. He does work, he does help out. He's not a bad
Mhm.
person. Tell me. He goes like this to your brother. He puts an image of your mother in front of him, like her standing here, and your brother sitting in this chair, and he goes, character, do it, do it. And he goes, I do. And he's like, do it. Like that. That's all he says. And so it's pretty much meaning like watch out for your mother. Make sure she's okay. Your mom can take care of herself no matter what. But he just keeps like putting that on his shoulders over and over again. He says that
And
what? Is your brother's not married yet? No.
no, he's not.
No. I said, what about him? I said, does he have a family? Is there something going on with that? He goes, no. I go, okay. He says, does your brother do like construction and labor work hardcore? Does he work in a warehouse? What does he do? Your brother's smart. What does he do?
He's a manager.
Manager.
Yeah. And then he works at Safeway. And he's like the main like one there too.
He's the main one there too. He keeps talking about walking around having all these boxes and telling people where they need to go. Go, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Set this up, set this up, set this up, set this up. That's why I'm like, is he like telling people how to build construction? Like, what is he? Because he's a manager. No wonder he's exhausted all the time. Your brother currently is talking to somebody though. He's dating somebody, kind of. Yeah.
He just introduced us to his girlfriend like a month and a half ago.
Yeah. I go, so what about him? When is this? I said, is he gonna get married? He says, he has a girlfriend. He's talking to her. He says, tell him, be nice to her. Be nice to her. Be nice to her. Pay attention to her. That's all he says. And
That's
I was
so
like,
funny.
oh, so he what? He just says he watches out for him too. So don't even worry about it. So I have to run to my next session. Otherwise I'm going to be 20 minutes behind. I want you to do, if you have questions for me, email me. If you need me, email me. If you want another session from me, email me. It would be so fun to get your sister and your brother and your mom and like see what he has to say. Oh my God.
I'm so glad I did the session with you. I'm happy that he's in a happy place. I thought because of the way he passed away, he's still like around and stuff.
Well, I thought he would be too. And he's not. And the whole thing with that is because, and I talk about this a lot, is he's realized what he did. And now he's helping y'all get to the best version of yourself. And that makes you go up. Okay?
I love it.
Yeah. So email me if you need me.
It feels good.
Got
yes.
It? I know. All right. I love you, baby.
Thank you so much.
Bye.